Yes, now, and welcome back to episode 70 of the Top Loaded Podcast. Obviously, as you can see, we are missing the co-host, Harry, who sadly can't join us for this week's episode just due to time constraints. But there's only one place to start before I introduce our lovely guest for our third episode in the series of where we follow someone around the UK scene to see how they progress. There's only one thing to start, and it was coming very big shock. Obviously, me and Harry were sadly not at the Scotland Card Show, and obviously the UK Card Collectors Award as well this Saturday. But we did receive a couple of messages, and then a post went out. I really don't know what to say, but it's just a massive thank you. We managed to pull off winning the UK Podcast of the Year. Massive shock for me and Harry. Obviously, we'd like to thank every single person who's listened, supported, voted in this to give us the recognition that we don't really think we was going to win, but it was a massive thank you. But like we say, there's three other fantastic podcasts that were also nominated. That was Tea and Tops, Soccer Cards United, and the SG podcast. I will definitely recommend you going along and giving them a listen because, like I say, it's such a good scene at the moment, and we're just recommending getting the podcast in out there. I know as well, Patrick Mahomes has started up another one, the Card Show. So do make sure you give that a listen and give him some support. But after a massive thank you, once we get the trophy, and when Harry's back next week, we'll talk about it in a bit more detail. But now on to our third episode in the series where we follow Mr. LGL Breaks from his journey from starting up to seeing what happens. And Lewis, Mr. LGL Breaks himself, has joined us. So how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, no, I'm very, very good. Thank you. First of all, congratulations to you and Harry on the podcast of the year. Of course, a lot goes on behind the scenes as well of what you put into this. So congratulations to both of you. Episode 70 now, which is crazy. So it's much deserved, although you guys might not think it, but you guys do a great job. So first of all, it's definitely have some appreciation. It's a great job you guys have done. But anyway, yeah, appreciate you having me on again, and can't wait to talk breaks, cards, pulls, and pickups and a lot.
Yeah, no, thank you ever so much for your kind words. And like I say, this series was quite a fond one we was going to do, and we was always looking for the right person. Obviously, it helps that you're in with our circle, but
Yeah.
it was when you started out in January and whatnot, you pretty much had near enough hardly any followers when we done the first episode, and obviously now whatnot is a very much a different place. But we won't start about that. Obviously, we at the end of the episode 2. So if anyone wants to listen to the series, every 12 episodes going back is another episode of LGL, obviously 58 and 46 as well. However, you did set some targets, and one of the main ones I want to talk about. You was thinking about doing a case break. So has there been any progression with doing a case break?
Yeah, honestly, even setting myself that goal of a case break, I was thinking, am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to be able to fill it? Because that's the biggest thing. You can buy a case, but are you going to be able to fill it? Luckily, we have now done 2 full case breaks and a half case break as well, which in the past 3 months to be able to progress like that from doing no case breaks to now 3 months later having done 2 plus a half case break as well is honestly just phenomenal. Support that I have from Whatnot is all the Whatnot community is crazy. I have loads of people that come in every single day, regular consumers, new people that get involved. And all I can do is thank them for the support on filling it. But yeah, like I said, done 2 case break and a half case break, which for me is just crazy. Like you said, I only started at the start of this year and I've already done 2 case breaks and a half case break. So yeah, I'm chuffed.
Before we get into like some of the pools and everything, there's one thing. So for people who don't know, often I join Lewis on his streams to give him a helping hand. And from a helping out perspective and from your own, can we please have confirmation on your next case breaks that you're going to separate base spots, please?
Oh, don't. Honestly, guys, we done a Donruss Blaster case break, the new Donruss Blaster, a nice case. We didn't really get the greatest pulls from it, but I believe there was 1,800 cards in blasters, guys, in the case, which is ridiculous. So we sorted it all out. We put the base to one side, we put all the inserts to one, number to one side. We sorted out all the numbers and inserts, and we looked at the base stack, and we was like, "Oh God, here we go." And there was around 1,500 base cards we had to sort out. It took us ages, but I think that kind of case, I will be doing a base spot next time because I've now learned from my mistake of doing it twice now. Not separating a base spot. Honestly, it takes you a very, very long time to sort out.
was going to say, like, that's especially one of the things on the learning process, and that's what we was massively talking about in the last two. That is a learning
Yeah,
process. Obviously, every product's different. For example, you've got Donruss, which is heavy base, whereas saying that your recent Rit, which was a half a case of Chrome, you actually only 4 cards per pack, and one of them's normally an insert or a parallel. So that one's not as bad on the base and sorting out.
yeah, no, definitely. Like you said, 4 cards per pack. One of them's either a refractor, insert, specimen, Wonder Kids, whatever it may be. Then you only got 3 base cards per pack. Only 20 packs, but like you said, only 80 cards a box, so it's not a lot. So I'm more than happy to kind of sort that out, as that would maybe take me all in all hour and a half, give or take, to sort out everything, packaging, everything. But that Donruss took us a good 3 hours, 4 hours after, with 2 people, with 2 people to sort out. So yeah, kind of this kind of stuff where it's not, we can see how many cards are in there, it's not crazy. But when we can see 1,800 cards in a case, it's definitely going to get split out next time.
That is absolutely music to my ears. But obviously, another thing we was talking about
Yeah.
heavily in the last one before we do talk about the future, and obviously your recent rate, you was around the 1,000 follower area, and obviously that was a target from. I remember episode 1 when you said that was your yearly target. So how is
Yeah.
the follower count progressing at the moment?
So we'll go from, so the first goal we had was end of the year,
Yeah.
1,000 followers and a case break. Both of them have been luckily ticked off. And then the previous episode we had to hit 1,000 by this episode,
Yeah.
which we have now done, which is good. And also to do a case break by this episode, which is done. We are now sitting at close to 1.7k followers, which is honestly phenomenal. The way you got to think about it is, imagine if 1,000's up is close to one, let's say 1,650, 1,650 people are sitting in this room all following you.
Yeah.
It's crazy, honestly. So I thank everyone that's followed me over the past 7 months now. Yeah, they were the goals to hit 1k at the end of the year, but I'm only just, we're halfway through and we're nearly at 1.7, which is honestly crazy. And then obviously that goal was to do 1 case break, which you've now done 2.5 case break. And also Chrome is not a cheap case to do as well, or to fill. And we've done a half case of it. Because we know the cases are really, really expensive to do. So, and to even try and fill it is obviously hard to do. But I appreciate everyone that's got involved. And yeah, they are the goals, and luckily smashed them out the park.
Yeah, no, say it's a massive well done for you on that one. I know obviously we'll be doing something similar at the end of this one as well, setting the next goals for the next episode. But I think that's a perfect sort of talk before we talk about other things going on within the breaking world. But obviously you did just break Chrome, which was a great fun. You started off, the first half was like 1 box randoms, and then you went into the 6 box PYT PYP. If that people don't know, that's either pick your team or pick your player. And it was quite, the actual 6 box was quite late that you actually decided to do it. So the actual feel on it, did that take you back as well a bit to show that there is clearly a massive interest in Chrome, especially like the likes of Immaculate have released and Inception, but obviously a bit of a different price point.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I must have been sitting around about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I actually texted you, I was like, I've got 6 boxes left. Should I just smash out a half case break? I put it on at 6 o'clock, and then I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Everything started at £1, so it's a risk to be able to do that as well. But I was like, you know what, let's smash them out. I've got 6 left. Let's just try and get them out and done with. But there was a lot of interest. People love to get involved in half cases. Although it's more expensive, someone might be able to want to pay that little bit extra, even if it's just one player. For example, I've got some cards here I still need to sort out, whether it be Salah, Garnacho, just to buy one player, because it's multiple boxes, you have more of a chance. So yeah, I was literally sitting around, thought, let's just smash it out, filled it, and honestly, the rest is history.
Talking about history, I think there's only one place we've got to go now, and that is the hits, because it was unbelievable. It was banger after banger. So I'm going to let you take over for this one. And for people who are watching, you'll get the pleasure of seeing them. If not, if you do want to see them, I recommend heading over to LGL Breaks Instagram page, because there is pictures of the hits on there.
All right, let's go. So we're going to start off with the worst auto in the box. Now, it's not even a terrible auto. It is a Mason Mount, Topps Chrome auto to 99. Of course, newly pretty much signed to Man United now. Everything's pretty much signed and sealed. Mason Mount auto to 99. That is the worst auto we got. Next, of course, remember, guys, it's 6 autos, half a case break. Next one we got is a Zanetti auto, 59, which is a really, really nice one. Something you don't see every single day. And another one as well is Fabio Cannavaro auto, another 59 one. Again, autos you don't really see every day of Legends. Really nice one to have. Now, the best three ones coming up. We got a Golazo auto of Enzo Fernandez to 99, which is a really nice one. The Golazo insert, massive, massive fan of. And of course, rookie auto from Chrome. Prices will go through the roof. Now, when I pulled this card, my reaction was crazy until we show you the last card. But my reaction on this one was honestly crazy. We pulled a Garnacho rookie auto from Chrome to 50. Gold to 50, Garnacho auto. When I pulled that, that was first box as well. We pulled that. And I was there like, you know what? Whatever we get now is just a bonus. Because when I pulled that, I was like, that's a huge auto. Garnacho to 50 rookie. It's mental. And then we topped it to something stupid, which is a triple auto of Vinicius Jr., Neymar, and Lewandowski to 25. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Mate, honestly, I was shaking. I was shaking because this card is probably worth, I don't know, over $1,000, let's say. I don't know what a specific number is going to be, but a triple auto is just ridiculous. I don't know what the odds are. They're pretty much impossible to have to pull something like that. It's not a dual auto, it's a triple auto of three of, you could say, some of the best players in the world. Yeah. Lewandowski, Neymar, and Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. probably one of maybe top 5 right now. So to have them guys on triple auto is crazy. And my reaction was just funny, guys. I kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was ecstatic because I like to be able to provide people with the best cards possible because I know what it's like to enter breaks. I still enter breaks myself. I want to be able to pull or see something get pulled that's massive. So I don't want to be a breaker and just pull something that's not great and go, oh yeah, we pulled this. No, I want to be able to pull them one-of-ones, triple auto like we have, be able to keep everyone happy and everyone to get involved. That's what I like to go and do. I enjoy opening packs. That's why I do it. I just love being a DJ and just ripping packs. That's what I love. That's why I got into this. But yeah, when I pulled that, I was just in complete out of shock, honestly.
Yeah, I was the same. I was watching along. Obviously, the Garnacho to begin with is a highlight of a case, if not a few cases. And then obviously to pull the triple was, which I hadn't seen prior to you. But I'd seen obviously the 1-of-1 that was pulled of the Ronaldo, Messi, Haaland, but I hadn't actually seen the Lever, Neymar, and Vinicius, which is an absolute beautiful card. And it's just overall, as obviously, I'm talking as a breaker's perspective now. Chrome, you've obviously ripped quite a few different products in there, Prisms. You've seen quite a lot of Select Broken. You've looked at Donruss. Do you think Chrome's probably pretty much right up there for one of the better products to rip in as a actual breaker's perspective?
Yeah, no, definitely. We all know Topps Chrome is one of the kind of more sought after products, especially for the rookies, the Garnachos that are coming out. I personally really enjoy Chrome. If you go to episode 1, guys, episode 1, Ronnie asked me, what is your favorite set? And I said Topps Chrome. Because I really like it because it's going to hold value. That's why people kind of love Topps Chrome. The kind of UCC paper set, I think it was Flagship that got released before it. It's nice, but it's not going to hold value like Chrome will. So that's why people want to get involved in it. People always want to get involved in sets that are high quality. The kind of design of these is beautiful, high quality. You got one in your hand now.
Yeah.
You can see the quality of it is just amazing. That's why, of course, people want to get involved. Even the likes of kind of on-demand sets that come out, Topps Decos to Golds, the set is not that great. We know long term they're not going to be worth, but that's why people want to get involved in Chrome. They pay that kind of higher value. That's why it's worth more because of the kind of product being more established and worth more.
And also another thing, I think I've seen a lot of people ask this question within streams and breaks. Do you think it was better when it was the 32 team format for just the Champions League group stage teams? Or do you think it's better now that they've taken some of the Champions League teams out and obviously added some of the Europa League and Conference League, still around the same mark? Obviously now it's 33 teams, so it's technically added one more. But do you prefer it now with the options of having like the Man U's, the Arsenals coming into the product?
Yeah. Personally, I like it that other teams have been added in. Especially, I'm a West Ham fan, starting to collect a lot more West Ham cards. So it's nice to have West Ham in Chrome because we're not going to be in the Champions League anytime soon. So to be able to have a Topps Chrome card is nice to have, because obviously if it was Champions League, we wouldn't have it. But it's hard to say, does it kind of derail the price slightly? Because before it was just Champions League team, it was just the big teams. So now where there's other teams in it, maybe it might kind of drop the price slightly, but I'm not too sure. We'll see kind of how prices go over the next few months. But personally, I'm a fan that kind of Europa League and Conference League has been implemented in.
Yeah, obviously, like I say, it's a fantastic product. You're looking to, I take it, it's going to be a product that you're going to be looking for, because obviously there is the light format as well, but obviously not guaranteed the auto per box, and the parallels are slightly different. So is a light one you're contemplating, or is it more going to be stick with the hobby because the guaranteed hits that you can get with it?
So people want to be involved to be able to have a chance of autos. That's the chase. End of the day, it's to be able to pull autos. Most likely, I'll stick to, let's say, 90% hobby. But there is definitely a time where I will try all the light boxes. Again, I'm not too sure exactly what they're costing, but say if they're 60, 70 pound less a box, whatever it may be, it's, of course, people can get involved for cheaper. So it's definitely an option I want to bring, because I don't want to keep bringing this kind of higher end product where people sometimes can't get involved in the cheap spots. I want to be able to kind of mix match it. Cool, let's do some hobby, let's do some light. So there's a mix of customers as well. And then, of course, switch it for other products, that blaster boxes that people might want to get involved in, to kind of having that different variations that people can get involved in, whatever it may be.
Yeah, no, I think that's a massive debate at the moment. I'm seeing people, obviously, it's nice that people can get involved with the lights, but obviously, your upside of what you can potentially hit slightly less. The parallels are slightly different. It's more like a checkerboard design than the actual whatever. There's so many different parallels now in Chrome, obviously going all the way up to 399. But looking at other products, which you have obviously ripped, it was light boxes that you've done the case of Chrome, Bundesliga, and then also you've done the Blaster, which is a retail version for Domra. So how do they compare as well, having like a light version, which is not the full Chrome, but then also a retail product that the actual guaranteed rates on that is completely less?
Yeah. I think as a breaker, you're much safer breaking hobby, because at least you know, cool, we're pulling 6 autos. We're pulling, cool, 3 numbered times 6, 8. We're pulling 18 numbered.
Yeah.
This is the minimum you're getting. So at least you know as a breaker, cool, we're getting this. Even if they're not great autos, everyone should walk away happy because there's the guarantee there. But with your light boxes, where you're only guaranteed like 2 numbered, auto, I believe in Bundesliga Chrome Light, it's 1 in 20 boxes. The Donruss we done is 1 in 20 as well for an auto. Where it's not guaranteed, people sometimes don't want to get involved, and it's also risky. Imagine if someone buys a spot for 80, 90 pounds, doesn't pull nothing, where, especially if a chance is not guaranteed, it's kind of, it's hard to kind of say it as a breaker, but I feel much more comfortable. That's the best way to say it. Much more comfortable breaking something where there's a guarantee, because at least I know 6 autos getting pulled, so many numbered, and there'll be quite a lot of people that are happy. Of course, unfortunately, some people don't hit. It's part of the parcel of entering breaks, but at least I know, cool, there's a guarantee we're pulling this, so there'll be some nice stuff getting involved.
Yeah, I think also you've done quite a different stream the other day. Obviously, we won't talk about more of the actual inner workings behind it, but you'd actually done a single stream, which you was going for quite long. I think it was 100 different lots that you sold off. So is there quite a big difference between like the audience of a break stream and a single stream? Because I could imagine I've seen other people on the platform and on other platforms that singles, and the numbers are ridiculously high in comparison to sometimes the breaks.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is people that have got involved in singles don't get involved in breaks. There is actually a different audience, because some people don't want to spend £50, £60 on a case break to not guarantee anything decent, where they can spend £60 on 5 singles, say average about 10 each, for example. They know they're getting them cards. They can pick up a nice auto on a single stream for a tenner of, I can't think of it, Mason Mount, for example, it's come to my head. They could pick that up for 10, 15 quid. At least they know 10, 15 quid, I've guaranteed that, instead of spending 15 quid on a break to not guarantee anything good. But there is some people that have got involved in the singles and the breaks. But majority of the time, I have noticed a bit of a difference, that people that have got involved in my single cell, I've got involved in every single cell. People that are getting involved in the breaks are getting involved in majority of the breaks, but they don't really cross.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it something you're going to continue going forward, or is it going to be like every X amount of period, or like a monthly special, so to speak?
Yeah, so majority of the time I'll be doing breaks, um, 9 out of 10 times. But I would say every fortnight or every 3 weeks there'll be a single sell. I'm gonna call it the £1,000 single sell because I bring about a worth value of around £1,000. That's what we literally done the last sale. It was 100 singles, all total value to approximately £1,000, which was it was a nice big single sell. A lot of people were in there. We had I think concurrent viewers throughout the whole stream was around 50, 60. So it's nice to know that there's a big audience for it. Same again with breaks. Yesterday, I was putting fire, but there was a good 50, 60 people in there as well. So as long as you're bringing what the people want, people will be in there. So, like I said, people want the singles, people are going to get involved. People want breaks, they're going to get involved. As long as you're bringing a good atmosphere, like I said, if anyone wants to get involved in breaking, you've always got to make sure you're talking to the audience all the time. That's the thing that I kind of separate with other people. Not saying people don't are not good at kind of interacting, but that's personally my specialty. I feel like I put music on in the background, but I won't just be like Messi, Neymar. I like to kind of really interact. So with every comment I'm replying to, I'm asking questions. I'm saying, what do you guys think of this? Do you like this set? Do you like this parallel? I like to really interact and kind of have a good vibe with the chat because that's just the person I am. I like to kind of have good fun. I know I kind of went off track there, but that's the kind of
Yeah,
streamer I am. Yeah.
yeah. So one of the core reasons for doing the series, was like you just said, was for people who might be considering breaking, or they're breaking and they're trying to get up the ladder, so to speak. Is like what to do and not to do. And obviously, there's a massive talking point. Obviously, what happened recently, we covered it a lot last episode, but I want to briefly talk for you because obviously, from a breaker's perspective, obviously, sadly now Volt is not operating in the UK, so a lot of them are moving over onto the Whatnot platform. So, how do you see the platform changing? Because there should be an influx of not just breakers, but maybe more viewers as well. So,
Yeah.
is it a promising time for you? But then also, how's it? Do you think it's going to change at all?
Yeah. So there's pros and cons with everything. There's pros and cons of this move. Of course, unfortunately, Vought have had to shut down, of course, operating in the UK, of course. That's of course sometimes how business works. Unfortunately, some work, some don't. And there's hasn't. They done really, really well. Everything they done up till now was great. There was a great company. But now, of course, all breakers have now moved over to Whatnot, which is a good thing because we're having a lot more good streamers coming to Whatnot as well. But there is, of course, that influx of streamers. So instead of there just being 5 soccer breakers on a Friday, Saturday night, there is now 20, which, end of the day, it is what it is. People will still join the streams they want to join. If people prefer me, they're going to join my breaks. People prefer someone else, they're going to join their breaks. But the good thing is as well is people that have come over are going to bring all of their audience over. So say if there was 1,000 users on VOT from the UK, now there's 1,000 extra users on Whatnot. So it's not just there was 100 viewers between 5 streamers and now there's 100 viewers between 20 streamers. No, they brought over all their audience. And that's going to help us Whatnot streamers as well. So the likes of me, all the big guys in the UK, it's going to help us as well. We're going to get more followers from it, more people getting involved. So, like I said, yes, there'll be more people streaming at the same time, but there is more people now on the platform. So, like I said, there's a pro and con. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, is there obviously now you've learned a lot more whilst breaking? Is there any other like people or recommendations you'd make to people what to do? Because I've seen it quite a few times in your streams where someone's gone, I'm thinking about starting up. Is there obviously
Yeah.
before we've spoken about here and there what to expect, like just be lively and chat. Is there anything else in like the last 3 months that you've started doing as a good practice, or you've seen someone else do that you'd actually recommend for someone else to do?
Yeah. So, biggest thing, like I said, first of all, is kind of be interactive with your audience because that's personally the biggest thing for me. Secondly, is people don't know what actually how long it takes on the back end because it's not just you stream, all cards get shipped. No, I'm about to sort out this half case break I did yesterday. Right now, after this podcast we do, and it's going to take me a while. But end of the day, that's the thing you got to implement as well.
Yeah.
Thirdly, you will be taking a loss, especially if you're just starting out as well. I'm still taking losses here and there. I will majority of the time, to be honest with you. But again, it's all part of the parcel with growing as a breaker, and it is what it is. Of course, make sure you buy in sleeves, top loaders, because you don't think about that as well when you're getting into it. You might buy a pack of top loaders, a pack of sleeves, it'll be gone in 30 minutes. So you can't make sure your stock level's high. Also, bringing in a lot more products as well. You want to be very, very consistent, as if you do a break on a Monday and then you can't break for another week until next Wednesday, people most likely will forget about you. That's just how society is, how it is. If they see you're live, but then all these other streamers are live now next week, they're going to join all them because they're being consistent. They're going to keep joining them. So again, consistency, being interactive, make sure you know how long it takes on the back end. That's not to tear people away from doing it. That's just so you guys know if you are getting into it. It takes a while in terms of sorting, making sure you're buying padded envelopes, packaging your stuff right as well, because you can't just package everything, chuck all the cards in the bag. No, it's got to be team bagged. They've got to be sleeves. The hits got to be top loaded. Just little stuff like that. Which, to be fair, if you have been involved in breaks, when you receive it, you'll be able to see how breakers package it up anyway. So little things like that, you'll be able to go ahead and pick up. But yeah, they're just little things that you can get involved in. To be fair, it's quite easy to be able to become a seller. If you drop Whatnot a message, they might give you a quick call to go through, but and they'll give you some more advice as well. But they're my kind of biggest tips if you kind of want to get involved. I don't know if I've missed anything, Ronnie. If you can kind of point me out anything.
Yeah, I think one of the main ones as well is don't be afraid to ask for someone else's help, or even just run something by them. I think that's a massive one as well. That obviously some people in the hobby see like so-called bigger personalities as like untouchable, but a lot of people are very much talkable. Like I think of quite a few people that are easy to reach out to. I know, for example, yourself, you're an advocate of it, that if someone needs any help or just a bit of advice, just talk to people. And as well, I think what I see a lot of breakers doing is mingling with each other, especially in streams. Like join the streams. You don't have to buy into every stream, just be in there talking and form relationships with other breakers. I know that you've been doing that same thing, and that's a really good one as well, to getting to know each other and helping each other out.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're right. Like I said, guys, if any of you want to get into breaking, you've always thought about doing it, drop me a message. It's the same LGL Breaks on Instagram. I can give you any advice you need, whether that's be kind of what product to invest in. Because again, guys, you want to invest in products that's hot, or invest in product that's good as well. Stuff like Obsidian. People would love to get involved in Obsidian. Harlan Rookie Museum Chase, whatever it may be. These kind of products that people are not doing. Chronicles, there's loads of different stuff you can do. So if you guys have got any kind of ideas you want to run by me, let me know, and I can obviously help you out. I'm still fairly new to it as well. I've been doing it 7 months, so I'm not a god. Literally, I'm not a god breaker. I've only been doing it 7 months, so I'm still learning. I'm asking the bigger people what could put me to the next step. Because I'm on 1.7. There's people that are on like 4K, 5K, 6K on UK Whatnot now. So I'm still dropping them a message, say weekly, say, hey, is there anything I can do to kind of make this next step? Because I'm not there and I want to be able to get there. So like I said, guys, if you're a step below me, ask me what can I do to get to that step? And obviously I'm asking the person above me, what can I do to get to that step? So everyone's friendly. Of course, there might be some people that don't want to help, and that's what it is. But I'm here to help. You go on any other questions, guys? I'm here to help.
Yeah, before we set on the next milestones, obviously what you'd like to hit before the next episode, obviously in 12 weeks' time, is what obviously you've mentioned that you're going to probably bring in some more Chrome potentially to break. Is there any other products that are on the horizon? Because obviously we've got a bit of a busy release calendar recently and going forward. Is there any other products that are taking your fancy that you might rip?
Off the top of my head, nothing in particular. I might start bringing in maybe like Frontera. The Frontera box, they are quite expensive to go ahead and do. So it might be like a random team. I've seen a few people do it and it does fairly well. A lot of people are interested in Frontera. So that might be something I want to go ahead and bring. Of course, more Topps Chrome. Fingers crossed, Inception. If I can get a few boxes of Inception, I would love to. Although the resale prices are going around 350, 400. It's honestly ridiculous. But some of the hits you can get from there are crazy. If I can bring in Inception, that's one thing that I definitely would want to do, because some of them cards are ridiculous.
Yeah, and obviously, like we were saying before about like Chrome, especially, that you're guaranteed, well, on average, but near enough guaranteed an auto per box, and you can hit anything between like 3 and 6 parallels. Like I know, for example, me and Harry will talk about this a lot next week, but like for example, Chronicles is like right around the corner. And it's a very strange product I've always found for breaking, because for people who don't know Chronicles, it's split into 3 leagues. It's split into La Liga, Premier League, and Serie A. And then it's 15 cards per mini box. And there's normally one auto, potentially 2 autos per 3 boxes. It's normally one auto, 2 mem cards, and then a couple of number cards. Is that a product that you think are coming in, or because it's not guaranteed like the big hits? Because I remember last year seeing books where the best hit was a Yankto auto to 500. It's a
Yeah,
bit different to like your Chrome, for example.
yeah. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Chronicles. I'm really not a big fan of it personally. I know a lot of people really like it. Personally, I'm not a big fan, but if people want me to do it, I definitely something I'll implement. And today, you always want to do what people want, because you can do case breaks of it. Whether when the H2 comes out, because H2 is of course a cheaper version, where of course you're not guaranteed anything in there really, but you can still get the patches. Although I have pulled a 1-of-1 patch out of a H2 box with David Luiz, we might have to run it back because I did pull a 1-of-1 last time. But yeah, definitely maybe Chronicles, but nothing that I'm a big fan of, but definitely would maybe bring it in if people want it.
Yeah, so obviously now we look at some milestones that you're going to set to achieve. Obviously, next time you'll be on be episode 82, which will be around October time, like late September, early October. So have you set anything in terms? Obviously, last time was a case break by this episode and hit 1,000 followers. So what's the plans now for LGL in terms of what you're going to hit and what we're going to be judging you on? Everyone's going to be judging you on next time.
Oh God. I haven't got no specific goals, so we're gonna make them together right here. I'm gonna jot them down. So let's go with. So we're on the verge of 1.7 in 3 months. I reckon let's say 2.5. I think 2.5 is reasonable.
Yeah.
Not the 2 because we're fair. We're getting to 2, so I think an extra 500. 2.5, which is still 800 over 800 followers away in 3 months, which is still very very difficult to go ahead and do. So that's a kind of a goal to push to. Which fingers crossed we can go ahead and do. And then a case break of, I guess, I don't think we should do a case break, Ronnie. You got any ideas for me? Because case break was the last goal, because I can do another case break of something. But 2.5k followers, I think, is a nice goal to use.
It could even be, it could be like a certain amount of streams potentially, could be quite a good one. Obviously,
Yeah.
because now we're saying that you're looking at the singles route and the breaking route. So it could potentially be like an X amount of single streams or breaks by this time, obviously, the next episode.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. So we got
that ties in with one of the pieces of advice of consistency to people who are listening along.
Exactly. Very, very, very good. So we got 90 days, of course, 3 months, in about 90 days. I'm trying to do some quick maths here. What's three streams a week of breaking? No, 2 streams a week of breaking. No, God, give me a second. I'm trying to do some quick maths. Let's say 3 streams a week. I won't do one singles or 2 break. Let's just do 3 streams a week.
36 streams.
That's 36 streams, yeah?
Yeah, don't worry. Cool. We won't get you like Harry did with his maths. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's why I'm not even going to try and do it. I don't want to get embarrassed on here. But let's say, cool, 36 streams from now till the next episode, which is one every 3 days. I think. No, just over one every 3 days. Just over. Which is a lot of streams to do. But again, that's consistency, to be able to keep bringing in product. Once you've bought a product, kind of getting ready to get the next one in, because you want to be able to have that by the time you've broken this. But yeah, 2.5k and 36 streams over the next 90 days, which I think are hard goals to hit, but hopefully realistic that we can push to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's always good to set people. I think I went like setting goals myself for the podcast. It's always easy to set yourself a goal of I'll get 5 subscribers, for example, something like that. But you want to make it challenging to get to that. Yeah. If you fail trying, it gives you that more motivation to get to the point. But also, if you do achieve it, you're like, oh, I got to actually hit it, and then it gives you. So it's just working that way. And like I say, I think there's a lot of things, obviously, as well that I know we've had discussions, obviously off air, regarding like a lot of things that you're potentially working on, which would be great to hear in the future when they get implemented. But like we say, I think it's a brilliant series, this one, that anyone who's listening to this is thinking about breaking or doing single streams or whatever, or even just getting started in the hobby. Make sure you do give each one a listen. Obviously, I always say we've got a load of episodes on back order, but it's a great one to see how someone can develop over every 3 months and gone from
Definitely.
someone could but at the beginning it was struggling to sell out a hobby box. Now
Yeah.
to have done 6 boxes looking at cases, I think it shows that progression where you're
Yeah.
at the moment,
Yeah.
and it looks promising now for obviously for the rest of the half of the year left,
Yeah.
where it could actually end up.
Yeah. You said it perfectly. You don't even know what else to say, to be fair. Um, like you said, started. You can also even go back to the first episode, guys. Even in terms of confidence, that's a big thing as well. Because when you first start, you might be quite timid. You might be quite not really know exactly what to do, how to speak on a stream. But again, that just comes with experience, doing it over time. Also, going into other streamers, picking up little things from them as well. Not exactly copying. Yeah, he's doing that. I'm going to do that. But what sometimes if they play music or if how they speak to their audience, picking up little things from everyone, kind of implement that into yours. But that's probably the biggest thing as well, confidence, because people want to be able to go involved in a stream where the streamer is confident, because that's what people want. But I think that's definitely another big tip. Try and be confident, or you will build it up over time. Because like I said, you go watch the first episode. I reckon I weren't as confident as I was now.
Oh no, I fully stand by that, and I'm a massive advocate for that. I think it's the same even from my personal journey. Obviously, now it's completely different. I'm 70 episodes in now to the podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and Harry are doing weekly ones, but it is true. Like the first time I done it, you could hear it in my voice. You can't pick up the tempo is a lot much unnatural. Whereas if people would have seen me at a show, I'd be a lot more free speaking and like that. But now, the more you do something, the more second nature it becomes. I know that's the same with you with breaking, that I've done it a few times where I've broke on your one. And to remember that you're not talking to someone else, you're talking to the phone. Obviously, it's a bit different podcast. I'm talking to people, but you're talking to people's messaging. So you're kind of talking to yourself. And even that's like you say, it's just confidence. So like, it's just
because that's kind of unnatural to see comments and reply on a live stream and they're replying, but it's not normal. But not normal sounds quite not but yeah, either way, it's different to talking how we're talking here. So that's the kind of thing you got to get used to. Again, like you said, all comes to confidence. You weren't how you are now on your first episode.
Oh no, 100%. And like we say, do recommend checking the last 2 episodes out. Obviously, we're going to talk about a few things non-LGL breaks, but I've just got to stress that if anyone is not following Mr. Lewis over here on Whatnot, it's LGL breaks on Whatnot, and also on Instagram, it's LGL breaks, and yet again on YouTube, it's LGL breaks, which makes it nice and easy that there's
nice and easy, yeah.
So nice and easy. But I would always recommend if you head over to the Instagram, the links are right in there to make it easy. And actually, that's something I'm going to just touch on. Obviously, you did start with a couple of uploads, London Card Show, and also Breaking Box. Is that something that potentially going to go down another adventure? Obviously, time is very much consuming with it. So it's like, is that another thing as well? And this will probably be the last one. It's like actually being able to rely on other people for help. And sometimes even where it's needed to not recruit someone, but be able to source out a bit of the work to get someone to do it as you focus your attention elsewhere.
Yeah, no, definitely recruitment in terms of hiring someone to LGL breaks is something that I will look to in the future. Definitely, because I know a lot of people are doing that now, where they might be streaming 3 times a week. They haven't got time because they've got full-time commitments to be able to stream them over 4 days. So they'll have other people streaming them 4 days. Again, that kind of comes to consistency, so they can see that channel is live 7 days a week. In the future, definitely want to implement that. And what was your other question, if you remember?
Just more about just committing time, ain't it? Working out when sometimes you don't have
YouTube, you mentioned. Yeah, YouTube as well. YouTube is definitely something I want to do because I really, really like Pac-Man. If you guys know Pac-Man from America, great YouTuber. If you listen to this and you don't know him, you'd be sleeping under a rock. Honestly, he does breaks pretty much, just personals on personals.
6 times a week.
Literally, yeah, 6 times a week. Flawless, wherever it may be, it comes out. He's opening it. That's something I want to do as well. It definitely, but it's obviously again expensive. But what I could do is, for example, I could bring a Top Scrum hobby box in and kind of take a little bit of a loss on it, do a YouTube video, but somebody else can buy the personal for a little bit less. At least they can get a personal for less than what I bought it for. But I get a YouTube video out of it. So there's other ways I can do it, but definitely YouTube. I want to do more vlogs, 100%. I had a lot of good feedback from the London Card Show vlog, which I was really, really happy about. So definitely want to do more. Any card show I go to will implement London Card Show, South Coast, whatever it may be. I'll most likely vlog for the future.
Obviously, we're only about 4 weeks, give or take, now away from the next London Card Show at Sandown. So, are you heading down to Sandown Racecourse yet again for another one?
Yes, I will be at the London Card Show. So if you see this face, come and say hello. I don't
Run the
bite.
other way. What? No.
Run the other way. I told Joe, get out. Yeah. No, yeah, come say hello if you see me or Ronnie or any of us on the podcast, of course, Harry as well. Definitely will be there. At the moment, I think a lot of us, our little group, are just going for the Saturday. Ideally, I want to go to Sunday as well, so I might have to convince a few of the boys. But definitely Saturday confirmed, and we'll see the Sunday. And yeah, can't wait for it. It's always an amazing show. Harry does an insane job on the London Card Show. To be able to run that with nearly 4,000 people that come over the weekend is insane, and it's always great. And I can't wait to go again.
Yeah, and funny enough, another talking point that I've been meaning to talk about since it opened, and funny enough, we went there last week, which was the Kaboom card store, actually in Finsbury Park in London.
Yeah.
Obviously not too far from our beloved Arsenal, but obviously one of the only real brick and mortar stores within the UK for selling, especially a lot of product and also cards as well. Obviously, if you're in central London, it's only a 25-minute journey to get there. And once you get out of Finsbury Park Station, it's literally a 3-4 minute walk. If that, I would definitely recommend anyone who hasn't been there to go there. Obviously, stocking a lot of product. Got some cards now. Obviously, speaking to the guys there, they're looking to grow the store a lot more. Obviously, it comes with selling more products slowly, surely. But how do you feel? I actually was rather I don't want to sound horrible here, but I was rather surprised actually. I didn't know what to expect from a card shop in UK.
Yeah, it's honestly really nice in there. It's nice, clean, set out really well. Of course, it is quite a small shop, but they wouldn't, of course, invest in a massive shop first time. If it does well, eventually they'll go to that. But it's a really nice store, honestly. You've got quite a few singles. Which are priced really well as well. That it's not one of them ones where you go to a store and you're seeing, oh, this is 100 quid, this is 90 quid, it's 50 quid over comps. No, they try and price everything very fair in terms of the wax as well. Everything is priced fair. You don't go in there like, well, let me walk out now. No, you go in there, you look, and you actually contemplate buying the whole store. Honestly, you was in there. You'll let us know what you've done. But like I said, you go in there, you're like, I have to buy something. Yeah. You can't. It's like going to a London Card Show. Don't go to London Card Show just to walk about. Although that's fine, you want to go there to buy a few things.
Yeah.
We went to Kaboom and yeah, go on, Roddy.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be a lot more expensive train journeys to Finsbury Park and back, which I was just expecting just to go along and have a look. Obviously, there was like you say, very fair priced cards in there. And I think that's the main thing. Like, there was a lot of cards in there that if I had more money, I probably would have bought them as well. I know there was a few cards that you had your own as well, but I did make 2 pickups while I was in there, and both of them I'm very happy with. This is solid in the PC. First one up for anyone who's watching along. For anyone who's not there, this card is actually up on my Instagram at the moment, and the next one will be up tomorrow. This is a World Cup Stars, obviously red parallel from 2014 in the PSA 8, which is a lovely card coming to 149 there for the camera. The red is just lovely, obviously being Arsenal as well, but goes with the Germany card. Mesut, I think everyone knows I like a bit of Mesut Ozil. But then the second one, which I thought was an absolute steal, which was this Gabby Martinelli score. Obviously, score is a bit of a low end set, but rookie 249 in a PSA 9. Actually got this one for 20, which if you're buying it,
you can't complain.
Yeah. Both of them for 45, you cannot complain at all. Probably at some card shows, people were probably asking maybe 40 for one of them. So it was very fair, very fair price. And when I was talking to the guys in, they do quite a lot of PSA submissions, so they get quite a lot of cards in. Obviously, being an Arsenal area as well, they always focus on the Arsenal kind of clientele. Yeah. But like I say, it was really interesting, the store, and I feel like it's one of them that'd be intriguing to see their growth as well. And obviously, like we've spoken about your growth over the last 6 to 7 months, but their one as well, because once it gets a bit more traction, obviously there are a lot of card shows as well, but it's always the temptation. Yeah. It's dangerous when you go in there because you might be like, I'm going to just buy one card, 2, 3. There's a box. Yeah. And then you see all the 2014 World Cup Prism, and you're like, oh, well, that's dangerous.
Yeah, because obviously I'm starting to collect a lot of 2014 now as well.
Mm.
World Cup Prism. So if you've got any guys, drop me a message and I'll I'll see if I can grab some. But there was a nice amount of 2014 World Cup Prism in there as well. Again, priced nicely. You saw the mezzo and you was like, gotta get it.
Yeah.
I gotta get it. You were just coming down with me. I got a few top loaders and a few suppliers because I needed some ASAP for some breaks and stuff. And then you was like, you know what, I'll take a little trip down with you just to have a little look at the store.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a little look, it was a little bit more expensive.
No, yeah, that I can't complain, especially when it's PC
Yeah.
related. It's one of them that
Oh,
it was
100%.
nice to get that. And like I say, I'm going to try and talk to the. We're probably going to go down another time where we have a bit more time because we did go on a
Yeah.
midweek, literally lunchtime break kind of thing. Get down there, speak
Yeah.
to them a lot more. Probably maybe even if they're at the London Card Show, potentially speak to them a bit more then. But like they've got a nice breaking area out back as well. I think they're on Whatnot as well. So
Yeah.
like I say, it's a very nice story. Wish them the best luck, and hopefully we never know that we might try and convince them to get them on a episode. But obviously, I've alluded to two of my pickups. I've got another couple. Obviously, one is actually courtesy of the man who's actually on the call, which was always a bit handy. This is not a plug and it's not like some sort of sponsorship. Well, obviously, from the new Chrome here, lovely Marquinhos. Obviously, he's rookie in Chrome to 150. Just a lovely. I really like Chrome. Obviously, now this is the first time Arsenal have been in a top Chrome, been in Merlin Chrome, but haven't been in Topps Chrome. So that was a lovely one. And then this one arrived today, and it's gone up there. One of my favourite stickers. For people who are not seeing it, this is a 2000 Bundesliga football. Jens Lehmann, obviously, in the background, I have got my Eminence, which still says weird to me saying Eminence Lehmann over my back shoulder, but Sparkle 4. And I just love this one because I always remember him wearing his cap for Arsenal, and obviously he's got his cap on in there. But like I say, it's a nice cut of pickups. And obviously, Harry's got anyone who's listening to this, you can message HCA to see his pickups because no doubt he's got some. And if he hasn't, he'll be getting ridiculed next week. So he'll have an extra week's break to pick stuff up. But obviously, Mr. LGL I know he's actually picked up some nice bits as well because I've actually seen them in person. So why don't you tell us some of your recent pickups?
All right, let's have a look. So I picked up a load of Mudricks. They have now been sent to grading, so unfortunately I haven't got them to show. It was a Mudrick Topps Deco to 25, a Mudrick Topps Deco to 99, another one to 99, another one to 99. Might as well go forward to 99. A Chelsea team set to 25. It was about 10 numbered. They've all gone to grading now. Hopefully they come back tens. But let's show you a few other cards that I have now picked up. So I got this in a break, as again, West Ham, Jeff Hurst Auto from Breakaway. It's a nice one. I picked up a Tilo Kera Breakaway to 10 gold. Really nice. I mentioned to you, I want to kind of get more into the West Ham cards, kind of enjoy that personal collecting more. Because a lot of people prospect, kind of like I do with Mudryk, prospecting, buy into a player, hopefully does well. But I want to get more into West Ham's. Enjoy the hobby more. That's one thing I say to a lot of people. Don't always prospect, just buy what you enjoy. So that's why I'm getting West Ham cards. There is another Mudryk here, which I bought off Mr. El Toro, which he pulled. This is to 99. This is from the flagship one, which is a nice one to have, Mudryk. That needs to go to grading as well. And like I said, getting more into 2014 World Cup Prism. I picked it up for like a quid. It's just a random player. It's Majid Bouguera from Algeria to 199. End of the day, I just want to collect a load of 2014 World Cup Prism, wherever it is, I'm there to buy. And a nice Lonzo Ball, which I'm a massive fan of Lonzo Ball. If you guys do know basketball, Lonzo Ball is my favorite player. Has been injured for 2 years now, unfortunately. When he comes back, if he does, honestly, guys, I'm crying in a corner right now every single day, waiting for a Woj or Shams tweet saying, yes, Lonzo Ball is back. But it's not looking like it at the moment. But PSA9 Ruby Wave, which is a nice one again, picked up for like a tenner. Definitely can't complain. That card, give us 3 years ago, 27, say 5 years ago now, sorry, in 2017, 2018, would probably be like a 100 quid card. Yeah. And now it's worth nothing. But yeah, they're my pickups. I've got a few others, like I said, the Madrix, but they are all at grading as we speak.
Now, like I say, it's always good to see pickups. And obviously, that was another question. Obviously, now we've spoke about it a lot. Obviously, now enjoying the hobby as well, not just from a breaking perspective, but obviously from your own collecting standpoint. And I think everyone goes through that level of changing your what you want to do, what you want to collect. So I know obviously there Mudryk is what you're probably your main PC now, alongside the 2014 World Cup Prism. But I know you did mention West Ham, obviously, after Conference League win, there's been a lot of cards getting into Topps product. There's Topps Nows, there's Prisms, there's quite a lot of things. So is that something you're going to pick? Is there anything in particular, West Ham, like short prints, golds? Because I know that's so much now that you can't collect
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Ideally, I'd probably look for kind of lower numbered stuff or autos. Like I said, Tilo Kehrer to 10 is a nice one to have. Gold's beautiful. Hurst auto, of course, iconic player, autograph, nice one to have. Them kind of cards, nothing in particular. So wherever people have, I'm there. But like I said, I want to be able to enjoy the hobby more because a lot of people, like I said, just buy these hot players, Messi, Ronaldo. No, it's sometimes about going back to the roots of when you first collected cards when you was a kid, collecting all your West Ham cards, your Arsenal cards, trying to collect every single Arsenal card. All, for me, West Ham cards, all the match attacks, kind of going back to that, really enjoying the hobby. That's why I've got more West Ham cards, and I definitely want to keep them coming.
Yeah, no, I think especially when you do PC, like you say, Lonzo Ball, 2014 World Cup, Richard Mudryk, and now West Ham. When you do go to a London card show, it's fantastic because you're looking at you've got that eagerness to be like, oh, if I look at this next box, there could be a to 10 Fornals, or there could be a Lonzo Ball autograph card that obviously has come down in price. And I always had the same thing. I always laugh and joke about like a needle in a haystack at London Card Show, trying to find like either Arsenal women's cards or Granit Xhaka card. It's just that added thing of, for example, this Jens Lehmann. For people watching this, I bought this for €1 and shipping was €1.15. So I'm in it for about £2. And it's taken 3 weeks to arrive. It's come all the way from Milan, and I've been. It's worth nothing. It's worth £1, but because you collect that, it's worth so much more to you than that £1.
Yeah.
And no doubt, obviously, we will have in about 3 weeks' time. We will have our London Car Show specials. I know there's a lot of good things they're working on, but obviously, there's one other thing. Obviously, people won't know, and I just want to say from the Top Loaded podcast and from everyone who listens, we do wish you well in your first boxing match this week.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This Friday, guys, I'm having my first boxing white collar bout. Been training hard. You probably see the first episode to now. The weight is dropping off slowly but surely. But yeah, thank you very much. Fingers crossed it goes well, guys. I'll let you all know on the next episode. Unless I'll be all bruised, but hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be good. Yeah, it's gonna be a fair match. It's my first fight, the other guy's first fight. So fingers crossed. Been training hard. So again, I won't be breaking this week because I'm just preparing for the fight. Don't want to overwork myself. But yeah, man, thank you very much. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
Now, like I say, me and a few other guys are coming down as well to it, so we wish you all the best luck with that one. And obviously, that does coming to the end now of episode 70. But is there any final remarks before we hit the outro that you want to say?
So we'll just quickly go over goals. 2.5k followers by the next episode I'm on in 3 months. 36 streams. I'm going to jot down every single time so I can let you guys know if we hit it, if we succeed it, if we do more, less, whatever it may be. If you want any tips or tricks, guys, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Like I said, I don't know everything. I'm still fairly new to it. But whatever I know, I will be more than happy to go ahead and help. And they're the biggest things. Like I said, any tips, let me know. And they are the goals for the next episode.
Like we said, we can't wait to have you back on. Obviously, just yet again, that on Whatnot, YouTube and Instagram, it's all the same. It's at LGL Breaks. If you're listening on, if you just check our Instagram post, the app would be in our post anyway, and that will take you directly to your Instagram page. But like we say, Lewis, obviously, thank you so much for joining us again. And we actually are very much looking forward to the next episode you're on and seeing the journey from now to then.
Thank you very, very much. And again, a pleasure to be on the podcast of the year.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like we say, from me and Harry, sadly, Harry couldn't join us this week, but he will be back next week. And obviously, we'll be talking all things good hobby with a few special guests lined up for a not too distant future. But yet again, the main thing of this one is just thank you ever so much for every single person out there who's listened, watched, helped, or anything along the journey. And just a massive thank you yet again for voting us the podcast of the year, which is still very overwhelming for us. And actually, believe it or not, I was speechless on Saturday, and I was laughing and joking, saying, "Thank God it wasn't announced during the podcast because it would have been the worst podcast after winning an award." But like we say, thank you ever so much for everyone for watching, listening, or anything else. Until next time, I hope everyone out there is buying, selling, trading, all that good jazz. But most importantly, happy hobbying and good night.